Welcome to our first Developer Day for our Dallas campus. We're very excited to be here and to join the Dallas tech community. My name is Jason STRAUGHAN, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of CodeUp. To kick off this Developer Day, I'd like to give you a formal introduction to CodeUp. Two friends and I created CodeUp when we noticed a shortage in the local tech workforce. We were trying to hire computer science grads as developers at our companies, but none of them could pass our introductory coding interviews. So we started teaching people to code and training them ourselves. We set up our first classroom in the middle of a co-working space called Geekdom in San Antonio, Texas. We didn't have any walls or fancy equipment. Everyone in the building could see us teaching our first web development class. Back then, we thought we could create software developers in only 2 months. So they graduated in April of 2014 at our first Developer Day. Now we are a 5-month fully immersive boot camp. After a year and a half of immense growth, we moved into a building downtown with our own classrooms and offices, which is where we are located still today. We went on to become the first coding. Our first Dallas class started, and we were thrilled to break it.
Showcase the real and live features available on each of their websites. We're excited for you to see what our students are capable of. To introduce our first group, here's Christian TORRES, Manager of Employer Partnerships.
Thanks, Caitlin, and welcome to the team. And thank you all for joining us. We all know that despite typical stereotypes, development doesn't happen in a dark room somewhere. Recognizing that collaboration is the key workspace skill, we train our students in both communication and interpersonal skills throughout the program. Even after going remote during this pandemic, our students work closely with our instructors, teaching assistants, alumni, and their fellow cohort members across a wide range of experience levels. Our emphasis on pair programming and group projects not only teaches our students to code, but also to work well in teams. Let's get started with team number 1. Here's hobbyists made up of MORIAH, VALERIA, NAINGGOLAN, and Jacob.
Hello, and thank you for joining us today. My name is MORIAH Humphries, and along with my teammates, VALERIA MEZA, Jacob HENSLEY, and NAIGGOLAN Kim, we have created Hobbyist. This application was created during a time when many people are staying home and may be out of things to watch on their streaming services. Remember when you wanted to learn to build model airplanes or crochet? Enter Hobbyist, a full-stack application that allows users to keep track of the hobbies that they want to learn and record their learning process using the in-app hobby tracking features. Users can create a profile, follow other users, submit and rate new hobbies, and earn badges for hobbies that they have tried and loved. This application is fully mobile responsive, so users can update and add their hobbies on the go. My contributions include project management, website deployment, dynamic adjustments to the nav bar, implementation of the HTML comment box API, front-end design and development utilizing JavaScript and Materialize, and database design with MySQL. I am now going to show you what a new user will see when they register on the Hobbyist site. A user will enter their first and last name, username, email address, and password. Our database settings prevent users from using duplicate usernames or email addresses, and our client-side form validation ensures that every user registers with a properly formatted email address and a strong password. The form validation and the back-end logic for the login and registration processes were created by my teammate, NAIGGOLAN. A user can also choose to upload their profile photo during registration through the FileStack API, integrated by my teammate, VALERIA. In the interest of time, I'm going to log into a previously created account. I've already uploaded a photo, but a new user will start with a default photo if they did not upload one during registration. A new profile will also not have any hobbyist badges, created hobbies, or users that they follow listed. In my navigation bar, I can see that it now greets me by my first name and that I have new areas of the website to explore. I will now hand this presentation off to my teammate, VALERIA.
Thank you, MORIAH. Hi, my name is VALERIA MEZA, and my contributions to this project include the hobby create and CRUD functionalities utilizing the Spring Boot framework, timely for hobby views, form model binding, the search and filter functionalities utilizing Hibernate, the implementation of the FileStack API, the database design utilizing MySQL, and the collaboration of integration testing.
I will now demonstrate how to browse through hobbies that have been submitted by other users. A user can choose to use a search bar to browse through hobbies by title, Or a user can choose to browse through hobbies by category. If a user does not find what they're looking for, they can choose to create a new hobby. If I would like to create a hobby for dancing, I can do so by filling out this form. During the hobby creation, a user can choose to embed a video. My teammate Jacob has implemented a helpful video so users know where to find the appropriate link. For the interest of time, I've already done so. A user can choose to select one or multiple categories depending on their hobby, rate their hobby by patience level, difficulty level, and starting cost. A user can also choose to upload an image. This is achieved using FileStack, which is a third-party API. If a user chooses not to upload an image, that's okay. We provide a placeholder image for their hobby. Once our hobby is submitted, users can start interacting in the comment box below, which was implemented by my teammate Moriah. Let's go ahead and leave a comment. Awesome. For hobby monitoring, administrators have the capability to edit or delete hobbies. Let's take a look at our All Hobbies page. Interesting. Looks like we have a suspicious hobby here. Let's take a look at it. As an administrator, I have the option to either edit or delete the hobby. In this case, let's delete the suspicious hobby. Perfect. The suspicious hobby has been deleted. I will now be handing this presentation off to my teammate, Jacob.
Thank you, Valeria. Hi, my name is Jacob Hensley. My contributions to this project include the creation of our Submit a Hobby form, where I included the option to embed a helpful YouTube video, our mobile view of our nav bar, database design, and the creation of our reactive hobby tracking tool, which utilizes CSS animations and jQuery event listeners to trigger transitions between status sections. Let's take a look at how to navigate through our hobby tracking system. While browsing for a new hobby, you will notice a heart button between the photo and title sections of a hobby card. When logged in, clicking the heart button adds the corresponding hobby to your interested list. The user can then navigate to their hobby tracker tool and view all of their selected hobbies inside the status section that they currently have assigned to that specific hobby. Once a user has engaged with and tried a hobby, they can choose to move it to a status section of tried it, or if they have decided that they are no longer interested or did not enjoy it, they can delete it at any time. Once a user has tried a hobby and has decided it is something that they would like to actively pursue, they can move it to the final level to become a hobbyist at it. Once a user has added a hobby to this section, a badge will be displayed on their profile page that links back to the hobby. I'm now going to hand off this presentation to Nayan.
Thank you, Jacob. Hello, my name is Nayan Kim, and my contributions to the site include backend development with Spring Boot Framework and its implementation to the view with time leaf, CRUD functionalities of user registration, profile, followers, hobby status, authentication with Spring Security, collaboration and integration testing, and database design.
Once a user is registered and logged in, they are directed to their profile page where they are able to update their account information. On this edit page, they are given the opportunity to also update their profile photo. On the profile page, which was designed and styled by my teammate Moriah, the user is able to earn hobbyist badges, which is a reflection of their status in the hobby status tracker. By clicking on the title of the hobby, in this case, clocks, the user will be directed back to the individual hobby page where they can continue to show off their knowledge, skills, and opinions by engaging with others in the comments section. While on the individual hobby page, the user can see who has created this hobby. By clicking on their username, you'll be directed to that user's public profile where you can see all the hobbyist badges that they have earned and all the hobbies that they have created. By clicking on the title of either section, you will be directed back to that individual hobbies page. You are also able to add this user as a follower. This hobbyist will now show up on your profile page and connect as a quick way to access their profile to keep up with their hobbyist journey. You can also choose to unfollow a hobbyist and remove the user from your followers list. Sorry, Crindy, I actually don't know who you are. Looks like you lost a follower today. As I am currently signed in as the admin, I have the ability to see all the hobbies that have been created, who has created them, as well as all the registered users and their role on their site. While Hobbyist was designed to be an application to help others find new skills to develop into hobbies, its execution and implementation showcases some of the full-stack development skills that we have cultivated during Code Up. Thank you for joining us for our presentation. If you'd like to track our progress, you can find out more information about how to connect on our About Us page. Thank you.
While capstone projects are the course culmination, our students have been working in project-based learning since the beginning through pair programming, group projects, and individual challenges. They develop a portfolio with hundreds of hours of actual code. During the capstone process, they leverage the agile methodology and tools like GitHub projects to bring their ideas to life. With foresight and planning, they join their capstone teams to try to answer the following questions. What is the core functionality of this application? How should the databases be set up? And who should work on what? And when is it going to be due? In this group, keep an eye out for somebody who could aid your project management at your company. Here's Team Scan, made up of Sarah, Ramon, Tyler, and Rex.
Hello everyone, my name is Tyler Trudgeon. My partners are Sarah NAINGGOLAN, Rex Sutton, and Ramon Hubble, and we represent the supporters of children with additional needs, also known as SCAN. SCAN is a nonprofit organization that was in need of a website overhaul. After consulting with the program director, we went over a list of features that they wanted and things that needed to be changed. Some of these features included an RSVP tracker, a volunteer tracker, and the ability for the admin of the website to easily create and edit events, as well as albums and photos. Also, as software developers, we noticed that their website was not secure, so naturally this was at the top of our list of things to change.
My main contributions to this site are implementing a Stripe API for donations, user security upon sign up and login, styling, user dashboard design, and admin create, edit, and delete event features. Our website uses Spring Security with hash passwords, as well as a check for duplicate usernames, emails, and mismatched passwords upon sign-up. In the interest of time, I will log in as an admin that I have already created to show our Create and Edit event feature. The Create, Edit, and Delete buttons that you see here are shown only to the admin via Spring Security. Once they use either the Edit or Create feature, they are then taken to an admin-only page. Here they can fill in or edit all the information for an event, or they can even change the date and time via a date time picker that utilizes a mixture of Bootstrap, jQuery, CSS, and JavaScript. Now I'll pass it on to Sarah.
Thanks, Tyler. I'm Sarah NAINGGOLAN, and I'm excited to share our project because we've built a web application that will be used by an actual nonprofit organization, which is an industry that is very important to us. My contributions are putting Spring Security in place, the albums, the photos, including implementing FastTech API to upload photos, email service, custom error pages, and lastly, integration tests for events, albums, and photos. Today, I'm going to talk about two of these features.
First, I'll go over albums. The program director of SCAN wants to have admin access so that she can restrict certain activities on the site to protect children and the integrity of the site. So here, I'm going to log in as myself, an admin. Let's go to albums. As you can see, only the admin has the ability to create, as well as update and delete for albums and photos. Other users or visitors only have read abilities. Here on the albums index page, we see the carousels for the different albums. Clicking on an album, the Holidays album for example, will take us to the albums page with all of the SCAN holiday photos. Clicking on a photo will open up a gallery view that scrolls through that album. The link will take us to the individual photo page. And if we click on this button, we'll be taken to the Photos Index page. Now say the program director wants to add a photo to an album. Let's say the Learn and Play album. She'll click on that album and click Add a Photo. And here we are integrating FileStack API to upload a photo. She'll add a photo of kids playing Legos. And now that photo is here in the album. Finally, I'll go over our integration tests. We verified that the CRUD functionalities are working for our events, albums, and photos utilizing Spring integration tests. As you can see, green check marks appear for events, albums, and photos, indicating that we've passed the integration tests. Thank you, and now I'll turn it over to Rex.
Thank you, Sarah. My name is Rex Sutton. My main contributions to SCAN were the deployment of the site with all production-ready updates, styling using Bootstrap and CSS, and paired programming with Ramon Hubble using the MVC design pattern to create the relationship between users and events.
Today, I'm going to demonstrate the site experience as a visitor who has not created an account with SCAN. As a visitor to SCAN, your abilities are much more restricted than an administrator or a regular user. Seeing as children will be using the site, we wanted to make sure that visitors are able to view albums and individual pictures that have been uploaded by an administrator, but will not have the ability to create or edit any yourself. As you can see, permissions are restricted for events as well. The visitor will not have the ability to RSVP or volunteer for any events. Instead, the buttons will be replaced with a link to the event details on SCAN's Facebook page. Visitors are of course welcome to fill out the contact form if they want any more information before signing up. Lastly, if a user decides that they have all the information that they need and are ready to sign up, they are able to complete the sign up form and start volunteering for
needs. This concludes our presentation. Please scan on over to our About Us page to see 4 great developers who are team-oriented, focused, and are changing the world through programming. To see more of our projects, click on our GitHub link. And also get to know us more through our LinkedIn and alumni portal links. Thank you for watching.
Not all curricula are created equal. We see other boot camps that teach 20+ technologies and degrees that only teach C++. At CodeUp, we reverse engineer our curriculum to meet the needs of our hiring managers. We found out what skills they need on their team and brought it to life. By focusing on the enterprise stack of Java, we're able to prioritize depth of knowledge over breadth while instilling the best practices for debugging, learning new technologies, and problem solving. We think the next group of developers have the depth of knowledge you're looking for. Here's Team Social Code.
And check it out. In the planning phases of Social Code, I used InVision for storyboarding and wireframing, as well as Canva for basic graphic design and mockups. Upon conceptualization, we wanted a clean aesthetic that is user-friendly with a modern social media appeal. I achieved this using CSS, Bootstrap cards, and adding box shadowing for visual depth. One of my favorite parts about programming is creating a website that is fully responsive upon multiple screen sizes. Here's our mobile view, our tablet, as well as our full screen laptop. I also created our user profiles with a clean aesthetic and a clutter-free newsfeed, and I added 50% radius on our profile pictures. As a user, I'm going to want to keep up with other users in the community. Here is Sung Il Lee. I see that he's leaning towards backend development using Java. I would like to keep up with his opportunities for study sessions. I'm going to follow him using a feature I created using the CRUD paradigm to link a user and follower inside our database using MVC and displaying it to our browser with time leaf. That concludes my contribution, And speaking of Sung-Il Lee, let's pass it over to him so he can share his experience.
Thank you, Delane. Hi, my name is Sung-Il Lee. I focused on integration of Spring Security that gives validation to users for different options, as well as registration, view all users, custom error pages, and custom queries for search functionality. I set up the basic structure of users' models, controllers with Emily by using MVC design, and assisted the integration test. Also, pair programming with my teammate Ronald to implement the API, which he will discuss detail later. Today, I'm going to take you through the registration page where I implemented checks for duplication of email address and validation of password fields so that they are matching. In the interest of time, I have created an account. After logged in, there's a View All Users page inside of Community on the navbar, as well as in the card, View Users. So I'm going to go ahead, click View Users, where I can view all users, as well as search users by either first and a last name. So I'm going to search RO to see what brings up. Oh, I do see Ronald. I remember we had pair programming. I would like to see what he's up to. So when I click View Profile, it will show you a single user view with all the events he created. From here, I'm going to bring my teammates Ronald, who created these cool features.
Thanks, Sung-Il. Hi everyone, my name is Ronald PALENCIA, and I'm here to demonstrate my backend contributions, which were assisting in model and controller design, specifically in the single event view, which has the RSVP and commenting functionality. Sung-Il and I collaborated to implement the full calendar library, as well as the integration of the Mapbox API.
Single profile page, let's go ahead and navigate to the navbar. In the search bar, the user has the ability to search based on title, content, creator of the event, or category. I'm going to demonstrate searching for an event under a title New. Oh look, here's an event. Let's select View Event to see when it's taking place. In the single event view, we have the title, event date, and category. Social code users have the ability to comment on this event. When a user has decided that they would like to attend, they can RSVP on this event, and as you can see, the profile picture of the attendee is rendered on this page. Let's say you're new to programming and don't know what event to search for. Well, if we navigate back to the nav bar, select on Community, View Calendar. This calendar will show you all the events that are occurring this month. The events are automatically updated onto the calendar as soon as a new event is created. This feature was achieved by implementing the full calendar library and generating a JSON response from the controller. And in the front end, performed an AJAX request to consume the event data and render onto the calendar. Social code have the ability to track where all of our community members are from. And this was achieved by the integration of the Mapbox API. That's all from me today. I'm going to hand it off to my teammate, Emily.
Alright, so the Spring Security that I implemented requires you to be a logged in user to view most of our site. So now that we're logged in, we can go to our profile page. And so on every profile, it's going to display the user's information as well as anchor tags that will take you to social media accounts once you've put those in. And if you're the creator of your profile, you are able to go in and edit that. So you can update all the fields here. And then I also integrated an API called FileStack that allows you to upload a picture from your computer, from Instagram or Facebook. So you're able to upload that to replace our default profile picture. Okay. And then I also created an About Us page so that you can get to know more about our team of developers.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rye Sutton. My teammates are Roshan Jacob, Evelyn ACOSTA, and Isai Flores, and we have created Gig Match. Gig Match allows a streamlined approach to seeking talent and gigs. As a past musician, I know how painful the process of finding gigs and connecting with other musicians can be. We want to ease the pain of musicians looking for a band or gig, as well as create a platform for connections between musicians and venues. GigMatch provides this platform by allowing users to create posts and events, show interest in them, and view other users' profiles to see if they'd be a good fit.
My main contributions to this project were database design, designing the user profile page, integrating the Mapbox API to show users' locations, and creating the post-comment feature through the use of the Spring Boot framework and Timeleaf to render the HTML. Now I'm going to turn it over to Isai so he can get us started.
Thanks, Rai. Welcome to GigMatch. My name is Isai Flores, and I was responsible for the complete design and user experience for the project, utilizing Bootstrap Framework, CSS, and JavaScript. I also contributed to the database design and the ability for a user to create a post with ROSHAN. Through pair programming, I not only assisted with posts, but comment creation as well. I am now going to take you through the beginning steps of the GigMatch experience. For a more in-depth view of what Roxy can do and the features of GigMatch, I'm going to hand it over to my partner Roshan.
Here's the sign-up page, where potential users can put in their information and get started matching with their next gig. And for the gig matcher on the go, they will be presented with our mobile-friendly version of the site. We also added security fields for users' emails and passwords that will result in error messages with incorrect information. For the sake of time, though, we have created a user to explore what GigMatch has to offer. We are now at the login page, where our GigMatch user, Roxy Smith, will place in her credentials and see what is happening on GigMatch. Once Roxy is logged in, she is presented with her home feed, or her post feed. Here she can see all the posts created by other GigMatch users, either seeking last-minute musical talent for their gigs or matching with venues or other users to set up that sweet opportunity to jam. On each post, Roxy can see how many users have expressed interest for that post or even those who have commented. At the top is a search bar that allows Roxy to search through different posts and narrow down exactly what she is looking for. On the right is a map which displays Roxy's current location from what she inputted when she first signed up. And on the left, Roxy can easily navigate between her post feed and events feed and her profile. And when she is done, she can simply log out and gig match another day.
Thanks, Asai. Hi, I'm Roshan Jacob. I worked on features that allows a user to search through posts and events. A user can react to a post by clicking on the Interested button. The authentication utilizes Spring Security when a user signs up on GigMatch. I also helped with the database design. I implemented the FileStack API that allows a user to upload a profile photo or a picture when they create a post. Let's take a look at how Roxy creates and interacts with a post.
Roxy can create a post, type in her message right here. She's looking for backup vocals and a guitarist to fill in for an upcoming gig. She can also attach a picture to this post. Click Upload, create your post, and there it is. She can also type in guitarist in her search bar. She can view her search results right here, view post, and if she clicks on the username, it will take her to that person's profile. It displays the email address, information, along with that respective post. She can leave a comment right here and hit comment for that person. Roxy just got news that her July 30th gig got canceled due to rain, so she needs to update that gig's post. She can go to My Profile, go to that post, July 30th, and then she can edit post. Here we're going to type in canceled due to rain, and then she can click update your post. She can also click this to delete it altogether, but for now we're going to update the post. If she wants to update her profile information, she will go to My Profile, Update Profile, and she can update her city and all of her information right here, as well as change her profile picture. I'll now pass it off to Evelyn to show you the events section.
Thanks, Roshan. I'm Evelyn ACOSTA, and my contribution to our project was the building of our wireframes utilizing Adobe XD. I did this with the assistance of my teammates. I also helped in the design of our database, and I worked on creating, editing, and deleting events, which is a feature similar to our posts.
When creating an event, Roxy can give a location and a detailed description of the event she would like to share. As you can see, we organized events into two categories. Under My Events, Roxy can see her own events that she posted and edit them if there's been a change in time or location. Or if something has happened to cause the event to be canceled, she can go back to My Events and delete the event altogether. Going back to Events Feed page, our other category is Upcoming Events. Here, Roxy can see other events posted by other users. If she's interested in one, she can click on the Interest button. Now I'll send it back over to Rai, so he can give us a sneak peek of what to look forward to in GigMatch 2.0.
Thanks, Evelyn. Yes, as an encore, we plan on updating the GigMatch experience to include notifications, a direct messaging system, an interactive calendar, and the ability to follow other users.
Thank you so much for joining us. If you have any questions about this project or are looking for a match for your next software development gig, you can navigate to the About Us page, and there you'll find links to our CodeUp alumni portal, GitHub profile, and LinkedIn profile, as well as a timeline documenting the progression of this project. Again, thank you for joining us, and we hope you find your gig.
And there you have it, the first class to graduate from our Dallas campus. Thank you all for tuning in. My name is DIMITRI ANTONIOU, Vice President of Delivery with CodeUp. Whichever of these developers stood out to you, head over to alumni.codeup.com to view GitHub profiles, contact information, and resumes. Or if you'd like, stay tuned for a few minutes more to get to know them a little bit better personally in some surprise videos. But before we go, we'd like to thank our entire CodeUp staff for all the hard work that made this possible. Now we can empower more life change and give companies access to more great candidates here in Dallas. From marketing and admissions all the way to delivery and placement, this was a total collaborative effort to deliver excellence to our students and employer partners. Thank you. Finally, to all the friends and family in the audience, thank you for trusting us with your loved ones for 5 months. We hope you enjoyed learning what they've been up to, and without your support, we know that these developers would not be where they are today. Please join us for a private celebration after the following videos. The Zoom link will be in your inboxes. Thank you all so much.
No. It was, I mean, I didn't think it was going to be easy at all, but it was definitely different from what I expected to be, and my preconceived sort of assumptions of what programming were totally different, and I've learned and changed so much because of it.
Not at all, but it wasn't impossible, and it was, you know, it teaches you a lot about yourself.
No, it was very humbling to go through this process.
I think I anticipated it to be difficult. I don't think that I really knew what was going to happen until it finally hit me. You know, it started off a little bit easy, and it was like, oh yeah, I can do this. And then, you know, and then I was in it.
Oh, I mean, I thought it would be hard, but it was definitely hard, and you got to put in the time. And they weren't joking at the beginning with that slideshow that Dimitri showed us. It's like, you got to put in extra hours, and he's not joking. Like, you gotta put in the work, and you gotta want it.
I was a hairstylist for 16 years.
I had just graduated, so I was just working part-time at a Best Buy. I was an audio video technician.
A financial planner, and before that I was a barber.
I was a real estate agent and did that for a number of years.
Emergency nurse, ER, at a level 2 trauma center.
Be proud, you did it. And never take it for granted, because you worked hard for this and you've waited a long time.
Don't fret, you got it. It's gonna be okay. trim up your beard.
You did it. I really hope that this experience was great for you. I hope that it was everything that you wanted it to be, and I hope you really put in the effort to make it everything that it could be.
I'd probably say, well, I was really just dipping my toes at that time. Didn't know what I was in for. And I think I would say, hey, I'm on the other side. I'm just waiting for you, dude. Come on, let's go. Let's get it going.
Best decision of your life.
That's all you get out of me.
I just want to use this time to say thank you. You never really get anywhere without the help of others. So I'd like to say a special thank you first to the CODUP staff, instructors, and fellows for being there to help us with all the issues and problems we had and getting us from a place of knowing nothing to everything we know now. Next, I'd like to thank my parents who have been there from the very beginning to show support for me, help me through all my problems, and help me feel happy when I was feeling sad. I also like to thank my brother, who's also been there to help me through all the tough times and for being a person who I know has my back. And then finally, I'd like to thank my girlfriend, Ladybird. She was there to listen to me all the nights where I was venting, and all the times that I felt sad, she was there to lift me up. So all of you, thank you.
I want to take this time to thank my friends and my family for supporting me through my journey with CODUP. I am grateful for their support, encouragement, and their reassurance throughout this process. I also want to thank the staff at CODUP for their help throughout this process. Not only have they taught us to become software developers, but they've also helped us to learn how to be successful in this field. So although this at first seemed daunting, I feel better prepared to take on the new responsibilities that this field has to offer. So again, thank you.
I just wanted to say thank you to my parents, my brother and my sister, and my girlfriend, Jacqueline. This has been a challenging journey, but without y'all's support, this would have been difficult. And just wanted to say thank you to Rebecca for the Social Code logo.
Hi, I just want to take this time to thank my husband Louis for his support and for picking up the slack around the house, especially during capstone. And I also want to thank my sister Laura for being my forum for just general venting. Okay, bye-bye.
Most importantly, I'd like to thank my wife for being strong enough to endure moving back in with my parents during a pandemic for 5+ months so that we could take care of this life change together. Really hard ask, and she's all on board with it. Also like to thank my parents for allowing us to do that without being able to move in and get away from the apartment bills. Not possible at all for us to make this change, so thank you guys so much. I'd like to thank my friends and family for dealing with my excessive amount of absences over the amount of the course. You guys have really had great understanding of me not being able to be places. I'm really thankful for that. I'd like to thank our instructors, Douglas and Fernando. You guys have been extremely patient with us and taught us a lot of valuable information that I know we're going to carry with us forever. You guys have been extremely helpful, and I hope you know that. I'd like to thank Dimitri. When coming into this course, you gave me enough information to make me think this is good to go. And without that convincing, I would not be here. It was definitely worth it. I'd like to thank Christian for being there throughout the entire process and giving us the knowledge that we need to be professionals and how to manage getting a job and being prepared for that. Thank you so much for that. I'd like to thank Kenneth and Samuel, our fellows. You guys came in around halfway, and you guys made a huge difference. I hope you know that. When we would get stuck on something, you guys were always there in a cheering mood, ready to be patient with us, and we're so grateful for that. And lastly, I'd just like to thank our cohort, because you guys all together in this, we've helped each other get through little things here and there, and without you guys in the class, there's no way that we would have learned the amount that we did except for together. So thank you guys for being so transparent and really knitting together as a cohort. You guys made a huge difference. So thank you.
I'd like to start by thanking the real MVP of my CODEP experience, which was frozen pizza, and also those little Uncrustable sandwiches that my capstone team told me about. Those were really helpful during a time when we didn't have a lot of time to cook food. I'd also like to thank my two sweet cats, Kerrigan Queen of Claws and Ignatius Iggy Stardust, for their hilarious but not always welcome presence on Zoom phone calls. I'd like to thank my husband for his continued support with my crazy schedule during this program, and all of my friends and family that really supported me making a big career change. I'd also like to thank the staff at CODA, Christian and Dimitri. You guys sat with me for like 2.5 hours and helped me make a really big overnight decision where I quit my job and changed everything the next day to be in the Apex cohort, and it was totally worth it. I also appreciate Xavier and Sam, Kenneth, Douglas, Fernando, everybody at Dallas or who has been a part of the Dallas program. Also Jason for really reaching out to us, addressing our concerns and coming to talk to us in our last week of CODEP. I'm really thankful for all of that and for this experience.
First, I'd like to thank my husband, who has been so supportive, encouraging, and has believed in me since day one. I also want to thank my family and my friends who've only given me kind words since the start of this program. Big thank you to Fernando and Douglas for teaching us so much in this short period of time, and all the patience that you have endured during this program. Big shout out to our fellows, Sam and Kenneth. You guys are great, just always there and ready to explain something. Big thank you to Christian and Dimitri for always being transparent and squashing a lot of doubts that we've had throughout this quarantine. And also just to our cohort, we did it. Good luck everyone, and I hope we can all keep in contact.
Hi, I want to thank my parents and Anna and Victoria and Nicole for all supporting me throughout this journey. You guys are seriously best, and I love you all.
So much went into this process and this journey for the last 5 months, and I would definitely like to thank my husband first and foremost, just for offering me the support and the ability to not work while I just tackled this journey and learned all that I could learn and just dedicated my life to code for a full 5 months. I would love to thank my mother-in-law. If it wasn't for her, I probably would not have gotten the courage to take this leap of faith. It was because she had grabbed my hand the last time she came to visit and told me how smart I was, and that really inspired me to go for the gusto. So thank you so much. And above all else, I would like to thank God, because if it wouldn't be for the courage that He gives me on a daily basis to overcome and keep pushing through obstacles and challenges in life, I would never be where I am today. So I'm grateful for all the support, all the love. Thank you to my family back home, my son for sharing his summer with me to let me go to school. And yeah, that's it. It's been an amazing journey, and I can't thank you enough. Thanks.
First of all, I would like to thank my wife for her being super supportive throughout the past 5 months, as well as my parents back in South Korea. Also, I would like to thank the Apex classmates, instructors, and student fellows for sacrificing their time to help me out. I wish everyone all the best. Thank you.
I would like to give a really big thank you to my family for being patient with me over the past 5 months. I know they're probably tired of seeing me every day for the past 5 months. So they're probably ready for me to, get out. And I would also like to give a big thank you to my instructors, Douglas and Fernando, for being awesome. And a really big shout out to our fellows, Samuel and Kenneth, for being
the journey, and I don't think any of us could have done it without you. Lastly, I'd like to thank my fiance. Janice, I know that I haven't always made it easy, and through the years you've stuck by me despite my decision or my path at the time, and now that I've found something I think I'm going to do for the rest of my life, it's just, looking back, it means a lot to me that you've always been there, and I know you're always going to be there, so